Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Sally Blue Eyes Chicago. A lot of you know me, some of you don't. Anyway, I want to give my kids an idea how I make pasta fagioli, or when you're in a restaurant, they call it pasta fagioli, whatever's your thing. Anyway, we need two pots. One of them we're going to boil our macaronis in. The other one we're going to put some oil in, olive oil or regular oil in first. And we're going to let that heat up. And as soon as the oil starts to heat up, we're going to add the onions. I got that going for about a minute and a half now, about 2 minutes. Then I'm going to put my onion in. You got to be careful when you put your onion in, because the frickin' thing will explode all over, you know what I mean, because of the water. So I recommend to my kids, to everybody, take some that you could grab it with, throw it right into the oil. And you can raise your heat a little bit, get that going. You don't need it to sit in there long. You just need the flavor from the onion. In the meantime, I got water going on here. I'm kind of doing this a little quick here because I don't know if I can upload this on YouTube or whatever, you know, what it's going to take here. Anyway, I like to put some garlic powder in my water. I already put some olive oil in the water. This is the water that I'm going to put the macaroni in. Speaking of macaroni, ditalini, which is a good noodle, it's nice and small. This is usually what's used in pasta fagioli. If you don't have ditalini, all you need to do is just get the shells or any kind of pasta that you like. Even a mostaccioli, who cares? What's the difference, right? If you want the mostaccioli smaller because it's too big after you cook it, cut the freaking thing. Cut it in half, cut it in threes, whatever. Throw it in the sauce. Bottom line, it works. Anyway, I got the water boiling now. I can't show you this because I need to put the camera up high. Well, we're not ready for that. Anyway, I got the water boiling. Boil. See? Let's make off it's boiling. I put some salt in there. I put some garlic powder in there. And if you can hear, my onion is sauteing in the oil. So I'm not going to leave it in there too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it around a little bit. Voila. Can you see? Probably not. Move it around in there so that oil gets all the flavor from the onion. Okay, then when I feel that I got enough flavor without burning the onion, because you'll mess it up. It'll taste like poo. Got it? Anyway. So I turn my heat off. I'll let that calm down a little bit. Okay? And then what I like to do with my gravy, okay, I still call it a gravy, but it's actually a soup, very thin pasta fagioli. What I like to do is, to do it quickly, you can use any kind of jarred tomato sauce, ready to go, ragu, whatever. In this case here, this is a Rinaldi. It has a little mushroom in it, but this is quick. This is kind of already cooked. All you have to do is just heat it up. Okay. Anyways, I like to add this, but most of all, what's important to me is I like to add whole tomatoes. See, these are whole tomatoes here. What? Too high? Too low? There we go. These are whole tomatoes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let this calm down a little bit, and then what I do is I put the tomatoes, they're whole tomatoes, I put them right into there, right into the oil that I had the onion in. And I kind of get those tomatoes going, and then what I'll do is, to break up the tomatoes, because they're whole, I'll get like a mashed potato masher, whatever, and I'll just do a job on it. Gabish? Anyway, let's see if this oil is still hot. Very carefully, right? Good. We're good. So all you got to do is drop your tomatoes in. How's your tomato? How's your mother's tomato? Anyway, you drop the tomato in like that. Okay, put that over there. I like to get my sauce, ready to go sauce, ragu, whatever it is. Put some more in there, make it a little thicker. Okay, and because it's a soup, I'm going to need to have this a little waterier, otherwise it's going to be too thick. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go over here and get some water. Hold on a second. I'll be back. And I'm actually going to use the same jar that has the sauce that's left in there, so I can get some of that sauce. See? Water. Okay, so I'll throw it in there. I'm going to put 2 of these in there because it is thick. And when I start to break up those tomatoes, those old tomatoes, then it'll start to thin out a little bit more. So, anyways, I got that there, got that there. Okay. Now these I already kind of crushed already, these tomatoes. So all I need to do is just whip them around a little bit and start to mix it all together. Okay. At this point, very important. I don't care what anybody says about pasta fagioli or fagioli, however you call it. What's important to me is the pepper. You gotta add the freaking pepper. Gotta put the pepper in. Okay, how many spoons? Let's call it 2 tablespoons of pepper. Okay, and half this pot, about half that. Okay, that's what I have in there. Can't show you. See? Can't show you. It'll spill all over the place. Anyway, okay. So I put the pepper. I get some more garlic powder. If you want to use garlic salt, go right ahead. But I'm getting older. I gotta stay away from the salt more. So I put the garlic powder. I put the pepper. Now that's cool. I don't add any onion powder or onion salt because I already did the onions in the oil. So we're all good to go. So all I need to do now is, depending on how much time you have in your day, you can let this sauce sit on here and simmer, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever's your thing. What I like to do, I like to crank it up a little bit and let it go because I don't have that much time in my day. And the other reason, as long as I'm using a ready-to-go sauce like Grey Goo or any of these other guys, I don't have to cook it so long. And my potatoes will cook a little quicker also because I mixed it with my store-bought sauce, the quick sauce. We'll call it the quick sauce anyway. So all I gotta do is mix this up. My water's boiling now. I'm gonna use ditalini. I got just enough in there, so I'm gonna throw that sucker in there. Depending on how many people you have in your family, will depend on how much macaroni you're gonna make. But I'm gonna tell you something about these ditalinis. See, ditalini. Okay, tell you about these ditalinis. They come out small out of the box, but like any other pasta, they grow. And if you let the suckers die in the water, literally they will overtake the pot, almost. Anyway, I put about a cup and a half of ditalini in the water, boiling water, and I'm just gonna grab something else over here, and I'm gonna start mixing that. Okay. And then what you have to do from then is get your pastas all cooked. You drain them with your drainer. Okay? When you get back to the sauce, I'm coming back. Get back to the sauce. It's heating up already. You got your tomatoes in there. You got your tomato gravy in there. You got your pepper, your garlic salt in there. You got your onions. You got to use some Great Northern beans. It ain't a pasta fagioli unless you got Great Northern beans. You got to have them in there. I don't care where you buy them. I don't care if you steal them, but you got to use Great Northern beans. So then what you do is you throw your Great Northerns right into your mix. Okay. Put this over there. Now basically that's it. You keep stirring your pasta till it's ready. Alright? Al dente, whatever's your thing. You want to choke it, let it die, whatever it is you want to do with the noodle. I like mine a little more stiff because when I put it into the soup, it's going to cook a little bit more then also. Anyway, you finish your pasta, you drain it. I would recommend you wash it, you rinse it a little bit with some cool water. Okay, get the starch off of there and slow down the cooking of it because it'll keep going as long as it's hot. And then what you do is after your sauce is all ready, just click everything off like this, like that, and then you get a nice bowl, or if you like, you could put your pan of noodles that you already strained right into your sauce and you're good to go. I wouldn't recommend that you put your noodles in your sauce if you don't have enough people to eat it that day. Because what happens, when you put your noodles in the sauce, if you didn't eat it all that day, and you put it away, you put it in the refrigerator to save it, in a couple days, if you don't eat it, those noodles are going to grow like hell. It's literally going to suck the juice out of that gravy. Anyway, I tried to do this as quickly as I could to give you an idea. This is pasta fazool, the way I grew up with, and also the way I made it, the way I like it. So I hope this does my kids and all you people some good. In the meantime, I'm going to have to say goodbye now, and I hope this worked out.